Cacao Brewing, coffee style.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of Critical Coffee Considerations with me, Francis Beck, in the sub-series of Brewing Cacao. We don't get to do that just yet because we're here at the lovely castle of Cabrera. There you can see the lovely bay where we just had a swim with the family and friends. And of course this is a whole nature reserve, also with a small botanic garden just over that hill, where you can see 70 of the more or less 500 endemic species that you can have on these kind of islands, where evolution of course takes its own turn thanks to the isolation, you could say. So when you come to this nature reserve, you have to take everything with you. You cannot leave any garbage, which is of course not what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the cacao, I think, just over there. Let's get our bearing straight. So we're actually just visiting here for a few hours and we are near the Estreng plages. Yes, here exactly, San Rapita. So just about there. I'm now going to prepare a nice cacao. Brewing coffee style. Of course, first thing, is of course always getting the water. First thing, of course, is to find water like here in the Arab tubs that were inspired on Roman baths. That's where they were washing, and here they put their water. Of course, this is a little bit far from South Africa. We have to find something closer to home. Maybe the water here in the house. And how amazing! Woo! How amazing is this? That they have this water wheel inside of the house. So I guess it comes up. And then we go down and we go fetch ourselves some water. How deep do we have to go? Okay, I guess it's a little bit of a dry spell because we're not getting water this way. And luckily I was already preparing some regular water, because of course for coffee brewing your water is important, and we can imagine the same can be said for your cacao brew. So as always, I travel with my backpack and my segment for my whole coffee setup, which usually has the beans here, but this time we have the cacao from under Cacao, and my Aeropress, a grinder that I just don't need this time around. But we are trying it out with the Aeropress. I'm very curious how it will go. I have not done the experiments before. So for the first time using the under Cacao, of course it wasn't really getting through the water as easily, and Under Cacao did inform me that it could be because of the temperature of the water, also the kind of having a vacuum suction is important when you're using the Hario, and so these are things that are not really of issue when using an Aeropress. So I figured let's go for the second trial with this one. Actually, I have already also tried with the French press, and that's probably just the easiest way of brewing your cacao. So I am going to try and get the same recipe as I did with the Hario. So 15 grams. All right. 14.9 and 15.1. We'll leave it at that. Still smelling chocolate and banana. This was the Caribbean cacao. So ideally you don't want the water to be too hot. Chocolate melts. Actually, chocolate melts and coffee doesn't really melt. That's a big difference. And wouldn't be a problem probably in this cacao. So let's see how much water we're able to add in the cacao in the Aeropress Go. Usually you can add around 200. Let's see. Okay, filling it up. We're not really getting a bloom. I'm just going to be short of 200. So with the higher recipe, I think it was, yes, it was 150 milliliters, something like this. You can check it in the other video. So now, I always do have both my paper and my metal filter for when I basically run through. So if this turns out to be problematic, of course, we could still try with a metal filter. I'm just going to give it a rinse. All right. And imagine that I forgot to start the timer. Now, given that the cacao in this kind of setting, I would imagine just trying and stirring it a little bit makes sense. Trying to get it a good stir. And I would, similar to coffee, aim to go with the Aeropress for around 2 minutes. That should already give you a nice extraction. The big question really is how much of the fatty part of the chocolate do you want to have dissolved. The whole thing about filters, at least in how they communicate it for coffee, is that the paper blocks the oils. So some would say that the coffee is then slightly healthier as the coffee oils are kind of blocked by the paper. I don't know what are if there's health deficits or benefits from the oily fraction in the chocolate, but in general we like it. We even like the fatty part, the cacao butter, so much that we make white chocolate with it. So it's not because you like it that it's necessarily good for you. Chocolate in general, and having it not separated in its parts, but having really the cacao mass, has clear scientific health benefits. For example, prostate cancer, or people at risk for prostate cancer, are actually recommended to eat a little bit every day. So okay, so we're almost 2 minutes. The big question will be, can we push it out? With the inverted method, you always have to be careful that it doesn't, when closing, push out the liquid and push out your tamper and then having all the hot water on you. So again, I don't know what the temperature was of this. I guess it boils when it comes down, but I would hope that it kind of was cooled a little bit by the non-preheated container there. And I'm already very pleased. Listen to that. I'm not applying too much force. I'm applying more than just simply letting my hand rest, but ensuring that it's just a slow push through. Again, if you put too much force on an Aeropress, listen. Oh yes, that's bubbly sound at the end. I really enjoy that in making an Aeropress, actually. hoping it might give some crema, who knows. But no, not in this case. It looks like a very nice cacao brew. Okay, let's get this like this, and we're almost ready to taste. See, quite clear, of course, almost the same color as the glass. It has enough body. It has the banana flavor, it has the cacao flavors. As I did experience them with the Hario, it maybe has a little more of the tannins, a little bit more bitterness. So I probably did overshoot it this time. And two options, either having still a slightly higher temperature for the water or going down. Of course, then you need to use something different than this system. Now, I could have also just tried with this one and a filter in there, and I will do at some point in the future, not here, probably at some other vacation destination. So I'm going to let this now, going to bring it to the beach so that our friends and family can try it out and, who knows, appreciate the flavors. So Oscar, I'm very curious what you will think about this beverage.
Me too.
Pure cacao. Oh, do you pick up the banana?
No, I pick up a lot of chocolate.
A lot of chocolate, okay.
It's very nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So enjoy your holidays and experimentations with flavors, and hope to see you on a next video. Thank you and see you next time.